And in this corner of Radio Central, a poet, composer, amateur craftsman, golfer, and singer. I don't know which one of you fellas to talk to first. Bill Kenny, it's good to have you with us.
Thanks a million, Frank. The pleasure's really mine.
They call you Mr. Inkspot. We understand that you're doing a single these days, Bill. Well, what about the rest of the Inkspots?
Well, the fact of the matter is, Frank, I am doing a single, and, there are two original fellows who were with the original group years ago. They formed groups called the Inkspots. They have tenors imitating me, and every other guy who's ever worked for me at any time or other, he also has a group called the Inkspots now.
Wow.
Bill, you're just back from a mighty successful tour of Europe, we hear.
That's true, Don. I had a wonderful tour, thank God. I had to sort of go over and renovate the Inkspot idea. That is to let them know there was Bill Kenny this time, Mr. Inkspot.
Well, now, what kind of music are they really going for over there?
Well, the truth of the matter is they're sticking to what they call the class approach to music, and they do delve in pop, but they haven't accepted or prepared themselves to accept the rock and the rock and roll, Frank, yeah.
Well, we won't go into that because that could lead to a big, long discussion.
We'd be here all day.
Sure.
Bill, we'd like to talk about that famous style of yours. Your diction is so perfect that we understand they're using some of your records in schools. How did you learn it?
Well, Don, I sort of stressed diction, and, I more or less, I'd take a newspaper and I'd read whatever the words, first struck my eye, and I would sing them. That is, I would give them my own melody. I was very much a stickler for diction. In the days I came up, you had to. I mean, the idea of understanding what you were singing was more important than the sound.
You learned breathing by yourself, too, we hear. Well, I guess most of us did that. But they tell us that you can hold your breath almost as long as it takes Artie Shaw to make up his mind. How did you learn to do that?
Well, Frank, I'd walk down the street, and as I was walking, I'd hold my breath. And I found that when I first started, I could go about a quarter of a block, then eventually a half a block. Now I can walk 2 blocks and a half to 3, holding my breath.
Wow, that's something, isn't it?
It is. I can't even walk up the stairs.
Well, that's understandable, too.
Your lovely wife tells us you designed most of her jewelry, Bill. Is that ring you're wearing one of your own design, too?
Well, yes, it is, Don. I'm rather proud of it. It's just a little keepsake on my part, and I'm naturally fond of it because I designed it, as you suggested.
We tried to call you yesterday afternoon, Bill, but we were told that you were out on the golf course, so we gather you either like the game or you don't drive very well. Now, which is it?
Oh, well, now, wait a minute, Frank and Don. Now, I'm very modest. I'd like to just repeat what was said to me a long time ago. Ben Hogan said after seeing my game, Bill Kenny, it's a good thing you sing for a living, and I thought that was the greatest compliment I've ever received.
What's your score?
Well, as I was saying, Ben Hogan said I was the greatest golfer, as long as I stuck to singing.
Yeah.
I see.
Don, I wasn't speaking to you. What was my score?
You won't commit yourself. Huh?
Definitely not.
But you like the game, don't you?
I really love it.
And
Frank.
you did play while you were over in Europe, didn't
That's
you?
true, all throughout Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, and naturally England.
Well, we'll get on with this in just a minute, Bill, but here's Don Russell, the woman's home companion.
Oh, thanks. Say, have you heard about the beautiful, inspiring story by Marian Anderson and the new Woman's Home Companion? It's too great to miss. Arturo Toscanini said, Marian Anderson's voice is the kind that comes along just once in 100 years. Jan Sibelius told her, the roof of my house is too low to hold the awesome majesty of your singing. Read the first of Marian Anderson's 2-part autobiography, beginning in the October Companion. Also in Companion for October, a preview of the latest Paris creations. Every homemaker will want to read and show friends this thrilling full-color picture report on the Paris openings. Also, you'll enjoy fiction by such famous writers as Shirley Jackson, and a whole section on autumn foods, complete with recipes, and an idea-packed feature on home sewing. Every American homemaker will love the October issue of Woman's Home Companion on your newsstand now.
Back to you now, Bill Kenny. And we're going to hear you sing one of your very latest songs, so we'd like to have you tell us a little about Now You Say You Care.
Well, the truth of the matter is, Frank, Now You Say You Care is the answer, the sequel to If I Didn't Care that I made 18 years ago, remember it? It brings back memories to me. And incidentally, Jack Lawrence And I know you're familiar with him also, Don.
Yeah.
He wrote If I Didn't Care, and he also wrote the answer, Now You Say You Care. It's the same melody, but just a different lyric.
Well, we'll hear it right now.
Now you say you care. Now you say you're mine. Now you say you care. After all this time, I cried for your love. You laughed in my face while you made my heart go round and round on a wild goose chase. Now you say you care. Now you say you've learned, but it's too late now. The flame is dead. My heart's been burned. There once was a time I'd give my life, your love to share. Now the table's turned. You can cry, but I don't care.
If I didn't care
Now you say you care.
more than words can say,
Now you say you're mine.
if I didn't care,
Now you say you care.
would I feel this way? Tell me, baby, would I? Huh?
There once was a time I'd give my life, your love to share. Now the table's turned. You can cry, but I don't care. If I didn't care.
Yes, sir. I'll buy that.
Yes, sir. On Vic, you'll buy it, on the Vic label. Now You Say You Care by Bill Kenny. Good to hear that, Bill. Many thanks for being with us here this morning. We've enjoyed it.
That goes for me, too.
Don, Frank, thanks a million for the visit.
Righto. Driving this weekend, drive safely and enjoy Monitor.
Change to Quaker State Motor Oil and you drive around with a smile. Stop and ask for years ahead, Quaker State. Give Quaker State Oil a trial. Engines run smoother and better
With less wear and tear.
You'll get more pep and power if you give them Quaker State care. It's the finest oil on the market today. You'll notice the difference right away. So stop at the green or white sign and say, I'm changing to Quaker State Oil today.
And now here's the girl who does for the weather what a panty does for a lamb chop. Miss Monitor.
In Atlanta, the temperature is 68, cloudy. Detroit, 60, rain. San Francisco, 55, fair. Bridgeport, 58, cloudy.
Why is Winston America's most popular filter smoke? Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Bob and Ray and the plowing contest from Conservation City, Iowa on Monitor in the next half hour. And here's a correction. In order for NBC to bring you the Maryland-Syracuse football game this afternoon, Alice Chalmers' National Farm and Home Hour will be heard at a different time in many parts of the country. No change in broadcast time, however, in the Eastern and Central time zones.
This is Monitor, the NBC Weekend Radio Service.